What's going on, main characters? It's your boy Talks Too Much with Third Party Studios. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Captain America Brave New World. The pre-sales ticket numbers have already come out, and we are looking at a Marvels or Eternals level flop here. It's going to be epic, and we're going to talk about all of it. Before we do, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new, share the video out there, comment your thoughts on whether you're looking forward to the movie or not, and with all of that out of the way, let's get into the video. Hold on, intro. It's intro time. Shush, everyone shut up! Captain America's been kind of interesting to think about. It's coming out soon. What is
when does it come out? I know it's next month.
Valentine's. I think that's a Valentine's Day release too. Might have to double check that. This is going to be talking mostly about numbers. Oh wait, no. February 14th. So yeah. Yep. So February 14th around Valentine's Day.
You're gonna take your date to see Captain African American?
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah, I'm sure it'll be their favorite picture of the year. It'll be the best.
Yeah.
The story is that Captain America Brave New World ticket pre-sales numbers show it could be an Eternals or even the Marvels level box office flop. We were talking about this last week, remember? We were talking about how the budget it was like $3 million per minute of the movie. Like making it,
yeah, it was like 3.3 or some shit.
Yeah, and it was so it's gonna have approximately a high estimated budget of 500 million, and with so 500 million with marketing, with everything, and then you have licensing to the theaters, which is gonna be like you're gonna need nearly $1 billion for this one to break even.
Oh yeah, you will. They shot 2 movies and spliced them together.
Yeah. Well, and there was also I wonder if it's in here, if the linked article is in here as well. Shortest runtimes. No, okay.
Yeah, and they cut 40 minutes out of this movie too.
Yeah. Well, the story I was looking for was it's rumored that the Red Hulk is only going to be in this movie for a few minutes, like a very, very, very small segment of the movie. Which I obviously the trailers and stuff like that really do not make it look like that's going to be the case. But I mean, if it's true, that would be such a shit.
Well, they have another villain. Who the hell is his name again?
It's that older black guy who's like kind of like looks like a mercenary kind of dude.
I'm gonna say his first name wrong, but Giancarlo Esposito.
Oh,
he plays the Sidewinder.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, Captain America versus Sidewinder is probably a more fair fight than him versus Red Hulk.
Oh, yeah, especially when, he doesn't have any super serum.
Exactly. Super. Sorry, I heard something different than what you said.
Super semen.
Yeah, he doesn't have any. Not behind him or in front of him. But yeah, when comparing it to, like, the Eternals, first off, we went and saw the Eternals, or did I just see the I
haven't seen it.
Oh, I thought, okay, yeah, I saw the Eternals. It was bad. It was really bad. But the troubling comparison to the Eternals, released in 2021, the Eternals marked Marvel's first major financial failure, grossing just 164.9 million domestically and 237.2 million internationally, for a worldwide total of 400 million. The Eternals had a production budget of 236 million. Flop. Yeah, huge flop. And then you have, what was it to the Marvels? The Marvels had a production budget of 274 million.
Why did that cost so much?
Oh, dude, Brie Larson's expensive.
Yes.
Forbes estimates the true cost to be closer to 374 million, comparable to higher end of Brave New World's rumored budget. Where was the comparison breakdown here? I thought they did a comparison breakdown for Marvel, for the Marvels in the article. I read through it earlier. Maybe not. Marvels. Okay, here it is. Okay, so Marvel's grossed nearly 200 million worldwide, including 82 million domestically. 82 million is nothing domestically.
Oh yeah,
that's nothing. And then 124 million.
We were one of the few that went to it.
Yeah, we were at least $50 of that. that was bad. And I mean, they'll lose a lot. They lost a lot from that, considering how much it actually cost and how little they made. But if Captain America's box office estimates are that bad, here we go. Box office projections confirm the decline. As previously reported, opening weekend projections for Brave New World are estimated to land between 81 million and 100 million, with a median figure of 96 million. Many outlets are quick to point out the film is tracking similarly to 2014's Captain America: The Winter Soldier, as if that's a positive. So, I mean, good point, but
that was 11 years ago.
Yeah, it was 11 years ago. You were in the middle of the Infinity Saga. And honestly, you had other big actors in it too. Like you had Robert Downey Jr. in Winter Soldier. You had Chris Evans in Winter Soldier. There's other people who are in the Winter Soldier. So there were other things bringing in money to look at. This is not going to be that. Harrison Ford is not the draw he used to be. I mean, I reserve the right to be wrong on that, but he's
and he fucking hates doing anything these days. So
yeah, I don't understand how you you know how much money they had to pay him to get killed off in Star Wars? It's like
he's been trying to get that done for like 40 years.
It's finally over. But
just kill me off.
But you and I were thinking that so we both gave our estimates last week on it. I think I said somewhere around 300 million is what this movie would make. Comparing it to the Marvels at 300 million, I think this one will probably get more than the Marvels. I don't expect it to lose to the Marvels. I don't
know, man. Marvel's really lost like a lot of fans and whatnot since then too, with all the TV shows and shit that they've been putting out. It could. It could. But I mean, even the Eternals beat out the Marvels. Right? I mean, that was like the beginning of phase 4, 5.
Yeah.
I don't know what phase we're fucking on.
I think we're in phase 4, looking forward to phase 5, and I could have it could be 5 into 6, but I'm pretty sure we're phase 4. Honestly, yeah, this whole thing is going to be a debacle. I mean, even the Chinese are mad. So the Chinese
when are they happy?
A Chinese poster for Captain America Brave New World partially obscures Anthony Mackie's face. Is Disney abandoning its DEI morals for Chinese money? They don't.
They do that. They have been.
They have always done that. They don't. Their DEI morals only apply to the U.S. They have always abandoned DEI for Chinese money. Always.
They covered Chadwick Boseman's face for Black Panther. They made John Boyega smaller in Force Awakens.
No, they delete him in Force Awakens. Like he's gone. No, here we go. Like this is it. Like
they did. They just took him out.
Yeah, he's on the. You can see him on the right picture. You can see him on the right, blue lightsaber, and then in the left picture, he is gone. He's just gone.
He's gone.
They like. This is the kind of thing that I'm just like, what the fuck? You fucking hypocrites. You are impossible to tolerate because it's so blatant. Oh, dude, Black Panther was, in my opinion, Black Panther is almost just as bad. Like, let me.
They kept his eyes in it. It's so weird.
Look at that. They just like, Black Panther. What were they hiding? Like, what were they trying to pretend they didn't? They were just hiding him. I mean, it's entirely possible that they just wanted a different version of Black Panther, like thumbnail. Like they just wanted a creatively different cover. And then you remember, oh, it's China. No, they didn't. It's like, no,
they did.
No,
they just don't like the blacks.
They don't like them at all. It's really frustrating. Now, relative to these two changes, I would make the case that this article is a little bit, this is a little trigger happy. I feel. I see what they.
It might be. But
well, here's the cover that we're talking about. They like this is the shot they're talking about. Like Anthony Mackie's face is slightly obscured, but I don't know that this was intentional. It's not obvious to me that this one was intentional. The others, it's blatant. It's so obvious.
Isn't this the scene where you got like the
what's the name of that tree in Japan with the pink blossoms and whatnot. But is that the same scene? Did they take it out because they not mention Japan in the movie at all either? Because China and Japan don't get along.
Oh, I don't know. It's entirely possible that they did, and I would have missed it. The the storylines revolving around this movie are a little bit hard for me to like sift through. I'm finding it very difficult to understand the synopsis of this one. It's like wasn't most of the Anthony Mackie like Captain America and Winter Soldier like identity crisis of Captain America figured out in the previous story? Like what are we doing here? Is this just the one to establish him as Captain America and the other ones were like the drama behind it? I can't tell what this story is supposed to be. And I've been looking.
Yeah,
I've been trying to figure it out.
I think it's like, all right, after this, now you're the definitive Captain America.
And then they bring Chris Evans back for a third time in Marvel.
Right. This will be he's gonna play Nazi Cap or something.
Yeah, it'll be the third character Chris Evans will play in Marvel. I love it. I do like it. The fact they brought both Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. back. I've been thinking about this for a few weeks. I'm not convinced it's good storytelling, first and foremost, but I am slightly curious about its entertainment value. Will I be entertained by the jokes, by the dramas about it, by the way they play to it? Like, will I be entertained? I don't know. Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. are both talented. They're stupid, but they're both talented. I mean,
it's a very desperate move, and that's all it is.
Right. Hopefully, honestly, more flops. I would be fine with I'd be fine with like them starting over. DC's already done that like 7 times. So I mean,
right. Just start over, dude. Just hit the reset. Start off with Fantastic Four and a new X-Men.
You know what might even be kind of cool? If you did like a 20-year plan where you did the Infinity Saga, now you start over, whole new cast, whole new everything. You do with the X-Men, like what you were saying with the Fantastic Four with the X-Men, you tell a story inside of that. You tell an isolated story inside of that, and then maybe do a crossover at some point. Could be kind of a fun little side experiment to do. Maybe even like a spin-off trilogy where you're telling like an Avengers style movie where you bring these two universes together. I mean,
I would. You know how you end it? Wow. Either make a really long movie or a trilogy, a new Deadpool trilogy of Deadpool kills Marvel Universe. That ends it, and then you start anew.
I think there was an interview with Ryan Reynolds, and not to say I mean, first off, I don't think someone else could play Deadpool. Maybe someone could. I don't think that's true. But Ryan Reynolds said in an interview he was done with Deadpool. Now,
did he?
Yeah, he said that people asked him if he'd do a Deadpool 4, and he said no. It's like,
no.
Yeah, he said something about Blake killing him and or being super pissed at him and stuff, and how if like the way he would do Deadpool 4 is if if Blake left, like he said he was doing Deadpool 4 and then Blake left him and he needed to do it for the money. That would be the way he'd get back to it. I'm paraphrasing and maybe even butchering it, but I think Ryan might step away. I mean, honestly, Deadpool Wolverine, that was probably like his dream come true. I think he got like so much creative control over that. I don't think it gets better for him in the context of like Deadpool's my character, he's my role. I'm doing everything right by it or as best I can by it. I think he's probably accomplished what he set out to accomplish in Deadpool and Wolverine. I mean, that's what I see.
Yeah, I mean, he wrote the damn thing, so.
Yeah, it's like, wouldn't you put that feather in your hat and kind of, like, if it was you, like, if you got to play, like, the ideal role, wouldn't you want to step away before it
turns to shit?
Before it turns to shit, you burn out, you lose creative control, and then the studio forces you into another Weapon X style role for Deadpool. It's like the longer you go on, the more potential you have to like drop the ball somewhere. And I wouldn't even necessarily say would be Ryan's fault. I was just saying there's more opportunities for failure if you push that too far. That was actually, do you remember?
He's 48 right now, so.
Yeah. Do you remember Sons of Anarchy? Kurt Sutter, the original, I think he's the writer. Oh, I don't know if he's the producer, the writer. I think he starred and wrote it. Because he plays as Otto. He plays Otto in Sons of Anarchy. He was talking about how there was not going to be a season 8. They weren't going to continue with Sons of Anarchy because he didn't want the story to burn out, and he said something like that he didn't want to go to a convention or something and see one guy in a Sons of Anarchy trucker hat and like have the show like have fizzled out. Now, I know you weren't satisfied with the Sons of Anarchy ending. We've talked about it before, but
I didn't even watch the last season.
Well, okay, well, but the idea of like
it fizzled out for me before that.
But like Marvel is another perfect example. Like Marvel is overstaying its welcome and starting and just telling bad stories in order to keep the pump in order to keep the sewer pipe flowing. Right? It's like there is a moment in time to identify when you have been invited to leave. It's like some self-awareness on that front would be welcomed.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they have it, and they're just gonna continue. Because we got what Thunderbolts next.
Right.
No one gives a fuck about that.
No one does. I if that movie makes money, blow me away. Studios also can't do like from a money perspective. They also can't even operate like they can't balance their budgets at all. I think studios that have to work within a budget and have to scrap and scrunch to make their movie together tend to just be so much better. I don't know what it is about scarcity of resources that just draws this artistic creativity out of people in those industries, but when you just...
It does. It makes it more like challenging. You have to figure out like tricks and unique ways of doing things.
Exactly. And these studios just give them infinite money, and then they're like, well, we can do a whole new round of reshoots if we have a problem with this one problem in the story.
I can reshoot this entire movie.
That's far simpler than like coming up with a creative solution to this problem we stumbled across or created for ourselves. That's all super fun.
Yeah, I don't need good writing when I can, just shoot fucking 20 hours worth of footage and splice shit together to make it somehow work.
Well, what about like Marshall Ali's Blade project? Aren't they like 5 years, like 5.5 years in now with like 4 sets of reshoots?
Yeah, it was announced in like 2019, and I think they've gone through 4 or 5 scripts.
Yeah, that's it's like they are so desperate to like just keep that money train flowing. I wonder, someone wrote in one of our comments that like ending a movie or like canning a movie and choosing not to air it after having like nearly finished it is a tax write-off. I was like, dude, like you're not writing off the exact value of the item. Like you're not right. Going to get all of that money back. You lose so much. You would still make more by publishing it and taking the L. But that's their prerogative, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Star Wars is kind of having a bit trouble too. They're on their 5th writer for the Rey movie coming up.
Mm-hmm. And honestly,
so they can't get their shit together either.
No, but I mean, what's their incentive? It's like they're not trying to like please the fandom anymore. I would make the case Disney never has. I would say Disney has never tried to please the classic Star Wars fandom.
Oh, no.
Maybe
it's for the modern audience.
Yeah, maybe Mandalorian was a crack at that. I don't know. I think Star Wars is a dead brand.
Kinda, so
yeah. One of the stories we got here. So this other story I wanted to run.
I tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits. Don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life.